Okay. Okay. Welcome to the Tuesday, November 25th, Bedford Board of Zoning Appeals meeting. I'll call the meeting to order and start with approval of the minutes for the previous meeting, October 28th, 2025.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for October 28th, 2025.
I have a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
I have a second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign? Okay, the minutes as printed are approved. We have 3 items of new business scheduled on the agenda today. I'd like to note that items 1 and 2 on this agenda are not yet present at the meeting, so we will start with the third item first. And that is a public hearing for a request from Walmart Real Estate Business Trust, who are requesting a variance from developmental standards for less than the required parking spaces. They request a reduction of the existing parking spots to 1 space per
There we go.
250 square feet of public space for the development of a Walmart fuel center. The required parking per ordinance is 1 space per 100 square feet of public space. Kyle, and I'm going to butcher this last name, Sherhart?
Pretty close.
Okay, good deal. Thank you. We'll speak via Zoom, please. That said, I'm assuming we don't need, Kyle can't sign in, but he's
I have
here.
emails, yes.
You have me, very good, that's fine. How are you, Kyle?
I'm good. How are you, sir?
Good. The floor is yours, sir.
Alrighty. Thank you guys for hearing me out here. I think you covered a lot of it. This is in regards to the existing Walmart Supercenter property at 3200 John A. Williams. Walmart is looking to put in a fuel station at the site, and to support that development, they're looking to get a parking variance. As you mentioned, the existing required parking spaces is 1 per 100 square feet of floor area, which I think comes out to about 2 times the parking spaces that's actually on that site today. So we're looking to request variance to drop that down to 4 spaces per 1,000 square feet of floor area, which is typically Walmart's internal requirement for what they feel like is perfectly adequate parking. With this fuel station, we're proposing about 4.2 spaces, so just above that 4.0 requirement, just future-proofing this site in case Walmart needs to make any slight modifications in the future.
So for clarification, this is just the parking for the fuel station we are talking about here. So
This is for the entire Supercenter.
for the entire Supercenter. Okay.
That fuel station is going on the existing Supercenter parking
Right. Okay.
parcel. So
I can remind the board when you did the special exception permit to allow them to have the gas station fuel center. This was discussed previously last year or whenever this was done. It just wasn't formally done in the matter that we knew they were going to be reducing the number of parking spaces. It was discussed in that meeting.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the minutes of that meeting. It just wasn't formally done, and I think they wanted to have it formal in case there's something down the road.
yep, that's
Is
correct.
that fair?
Understand.
Yeah, absolutely. Walmart Legal is just looking to paper this up, so cover themselves.
And by adding it on the same parcel, obviously, then we're reducing the number of spots per.
Correct.
It's quite, I understand. Are there other questions, the board, any other discussion?
I mean, obviously we already discussed it, and from experience from shopping there, I know this particular spot is usually pretty desolate as far as parking goes anyways. This seems the main parking there that I've noticed is people parking at another business across the street that utilize it. So
Do I have a motion?
barring no other discussion or comments from anyone else, I'd be happy to make a motion to approve this variance.
I have a motion to approve the variance as requested. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
I have a second from Mel. All in favor, aye? Aye. Any opposed? The variance as requested has been approved. Thank you, sir. Appreciate your
Thank you.
time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Thank you too, sir.
Bye-bye. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Plenty of parking all around there. And they own it.
Yeah. It looks like maybe item number 2 is showing.
I believe that's who that is, yeah.
Item 2 is here.
Okay. Okay, moving on to item number 2, the new business. Today is a public hearing for a request from Apple Baker Studios requesting a special exception for a permitted zoning use at 512 P Street. They would like to use part of the building space for a retail store, an antique mall, and the property is presently zoned PR. Victoria Baker is here to speak.
Yes, sir.
I'm assuming you signed in.
Yes, sir.
The floor is yours. If you could just kind of give the board an idea of, obviously, we've kind of described it here, but what you have in mind.
Well, the building, we'd like to put an antique mall in the upstairs and part of the downstairs. So it's, that's pretty much what we want to do with it.
And it's presently,
It was zoned residential, so
Okay.
we recently, the reason we went with PR instead of just commercial is because there were a couple of neighbors that weren't comfortable having it as straight commercial because they didn't want somebody to be able to put a tavern in there later down the road. So we would like to have a retail space. That was the whole goal of purchasing this building, was to have a retail space. And we have no interest in a tavern.
Please, board.
Kevin, I see in our packet you have some comments. I know some time ago, seems like many months, you've been
Yes,
coming
sir.
back to us over and over. And many of the neighbors were concerned. I see none of them are here today, but I see you have in the packet, there's some comments that came in. Could you
Yes, so,
give us a rundown of
what
those,
you have
please?
there are copies of voicemails that I received, and they don't translate very well sometimes. The one, Martha Bay, she lives at 517 D. She just wanted to verify that this was going to be the retail space. She has agreed all along PR was a good thing, and that as long as the board had control over it, if it was approved for the retail space now, if they sold the building, would the next owner have to come back and reapply for another special exception to do the retail space again? I said, yes, that's the way that would work. So she has no problem with having the retail space. If you recall from previous meetings, Angie Jones is right across the road. She's adamant. She would rather see the building torn down. She doesn't want anything there. So, and those were her words. So yeah, she is against anything being there at all.
She was at a prior meeting and.
She was at planning meetings. Yeah, she was the one that was same position at that point.
And you have not heard from anyone else besides these two?
I'm sorry.
You hadn't heard from anyone else
I
besides
did
these
not
two
hear
comments?
from
Okay.
anyone else. No one else called, sent any letters. Yeah.
Are they here? Are any of these people here? No. Okay.
And I was aware that the two that we spoke of were not going to be here, both of them have prior obligations. I'm sorry?
That's Martha. That's Martha.
Well, that's Martha.
That's Martha.
That's Martha.
Are there any other questions or discussion?
Yeah, I would like to ask a question. This building has not been previously used as retail. It's kind of obvious that it would be a reclassification of its occupancy use. Are you going through a design professional or an architect to see that the building would meet the requirements of local and state?
It's pretty much just people move in. We don't have to really build anything up there, so.
When
Are
you
you
open a
talking-
building to retail access from the public,
Mhm.
it has a classification.
Mhm.
And there could be local and state things that would need to be met for it to be compliant, to lessen your risk
Mhm.
and the city's risk if someone was to be injured there or hurt or something would go wrong.
So I can answer part of that, Mel. They were able to do a lot of their remodel while it was still residential, like adding the bathroom or changing some of the stuff in the bathrooms. The upstairs, if I remember correctly, is already sprinkled.
Yes, it has sprinklers
So,
throughout the entire
They
building.
have to get that inspected
Yes.
and make sure that it's up to code. So that's already there. And then everything upstairs will be an open space pretty much,
Yeah.
other than just food space. So, other than getting their fire extinguishers and their sprinkler system inspected, I think they're good to go.
That's good. One other thought is, I know before we left doing what we were doing, before I retired, as far as handicap accessible, is that?
They are gonna build a ramp for that.
We actually just
You
bought a
could in the
lift.
front, yes.
We bought a lift for
Okay.
the front of the building.
Sounds like the issues that I was questioning. answered.
Well, we've had these folks in front of us several times and we've beaten her up several times and she's answered all the questions. I think the time has come for us to put this finally to bed. She's jumped through all the hoops. I know there's concern from the neighbors and I appreciate that. I think some of that has been probably relieved through some of these discussions, but they have had multiple opportunities to voice their concerns. I read again the comments you got, and the one that takes us to task more than them for having this meeting, which is regularly scheduled, or having it this close to a holiday. So I guess with that, I think it's time we do something with this. I would make a motion that we approve this variance.
I have a motion on the table to approve the variance.
I will second that.
I have a second. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? This variance as requested has been approved. Thank you very much for all your time and effort.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Good luck.
And then is our final,
Are you there? Yeah.
okay, Garrett, okay. Then we have one final item of new business today. Is a public hearing for a request from Diesel Home Buyers and Solution for 1824 14th Street, requesting a variance from developmental standards for the less than required lot size of 7,200 square feet in an R2 zone. The lot is currently 6,080 square feet. They wish to subdivide the parcel into two parcels, resulting in each parcel being 3,040 square feet. And then Garrett Wall, we understand, is here to speak on behalf of the project. Garrett, the floor is yours, sir.
Okay. Yeah, so I've been speaking to Kevin. I'm not sure who's that. Is he here? Oh, thank you for working with me and providing everything. But yeah, so Kevin showed me a property, 1406 Park Street. It's at 3240 square feet, which is 200 square feet difference for what I would like to do. But I mean, it's kind of the only thing I gathered for this. I have plans, nothing really set in stone yet. I didn't want to spend the money until I get approved on that. But I was thinking anywhere from like 1,008 square foot home is the plan. A 2-bedroom, two bed, maybe one, or 2-bedroom, 1 bath, or 2 bath maybe.
So what you're saying is there's a lot you're saying they're close that is 3,200 square feet?
It's 200 square feet more.
Okay.
So the house that's currently on the property, are you leaving that? Are you tearing that down and trying to?
No, I've been remodeling it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this little structure here on the back end, I'm assuming that's like a shed or?
Yeah, it's a carport.
Okay, that's okay. Just a carport.
Yeah,
So that's where the
correct.
construction would take place. Okay.
Kevin, have you heard anything on this situation from anybody?
The neighbor, Mary Hammett, to the east. She did call, she was curious what was going on. She didn't have any objections, she wasn't opposed. She says she's done a fairly good job of remodeling the house that's in the front. So,
The house in front was pretty bad.
that's the only neighbor I spoke with.
So, may I ask a
Please.
question,
Oh, please,
Mr.
sir.
Chairman? Just so I'm clear, I see the lot as it currently is with a house
Right.
and this, like you said, it was a carport.
Right.
So you're looking at putting a second structure, a second house on that, or what exactly are we looking?
I was wanting to divide it into 2 lots
Uh-huh,
and then building the second house in the back where the carport is.
okay.
The split
So
right.
my question becomes, I thought that's what I understood it to
Right.
be. My question becomes, if that's divided, where's your access to the front house then?
Right here. There's a concrete.
There's a driveway there?
No, there's a concrete sidewalk.
It's kind of
here.
hard to see because of the line. So there's like a sidewalk that gets in over there.
Okay.
On our little pictures, there's
Is it right
the
here?
yellow line's right over top.
Yeah,
of it.
the yellow line is
Okay.
right over.
So is there room then for a car to get in there? Is that in essence a driveway?
No, there's not.
So where would
It's all-
the parking
it's
be
all
on
street
this?
It would be street parking.
Street parking. And for a house, we've got to have 2 spots, I believe,
Correct.
for a house. Is this parking restricted on this side of the street? Of, whatever that's, 14th?
There's no parking signs anywhere on either side.
It's probably one of those areas that's only allowed on the north side of the street.
Well, I'm seeing in our picture, there's cars parked there, but I don't know if that becomes parking for this house, which now is done in the back, is the street even wide enough to not make it then a one-way street if we have parking on both sides?
Probably not. I mean, by ordinance, you have to have the 2 parking spaces per house.
Per house,
All
right?
street parking.
Off street.
And I'll grant there's room behind, but that's used for the current house right now.
Will there be parking back? What will happen from behind here?
Well, there wouldn't be because.
Well, if there is a second house here, you would have to come in, either leave enough room here or park on this thing on S Street or Magnolia, whichever that is called.
Is your intent to have enough room or your?
Yeah, there should be.
Well, should be, sounds great, but I can't vote for something on a should be.
No, there would be.
Okay.
What you just said, Steve, he said that there would be parking for this second house?
Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming there would be room where the carport is if it's a small house.
Yes.
I'm also concerned now about setbacks.
Mhm.
What we've got is one lot that was grandfathered in, obviously, that's already out of compliance. And we're wanting to now separate that and make two lots that are way out of compliance.
Let me clarify, the example that he was using on the first was something that's been there forever. It's been there-
All of that stuff in there has been grandfathered in. You drive down through that end of 14th, that's been there forever.
What's been grandfathered in?
Just what's there now, in other words,
You used an example of a lot that was about the size that you're wanting to go to. in the
Yeah.
neighborhood.
3,200 for example.
Yeah,
Those things, in other words, they
I got you.
happen
Yeah,
I got
quite
it.
regularly where we have,
Right.
they wouldn't be conforming today.
Right.
Now, if this was one house going in, if this one was being remodeled, even in the past, we have let them tear a house down that was grandfathered in due to the size of lot and build another one, been in the family, whatever. This would be dividing something that is, in my mind, that is already
In other words,
out
doubling
of
an
compliance.
existing problem, right?
We are exacerbating a problem we have. We have parking problems on potentially both streets. I'm still not convinced that we don't have setback issues.
What is the setback between homes between the two
Uh,
lots?
he,
Just,
I give those to him.
I think I have it right here. 25 for the front, 15 for the rear,
And the side.
6 on each side. These would be like 28 wide by 36 feet.
And that would allow you, what you were saying is what kind of square footage?
1,008.
1,008, okay.
Yes, the setback for the front, which is front yard of Debbie County Magnolia Lane, so that's 25 feet off of that, 15 feet off of the rear property line, and 6 feet off each side, which would leave him enough space for 28 feet by 36.
And we're thinking then also enough space to park. Right? I certainly hear your concerns.
Well, and kind of echo Steve, my concerns, which we dealt with a little bit in the last meeting, is really, kind of expressing it, if you're cutting it, marginally from what we want, then that's, a conversation you can have, but, splitting the lot size in half to me is kind of going against the whole purpose of why we have those regulations. It looks to me, I know he brought up an example of something that was grandfathered in, but just looking around the neighborhood here, there's no other lots near that size, at least in our overview right here, which I think, again, I don't necessarily want that kind of size lot anywhere, but if there were a couple more around that, it would probably make more sense, but this would be a big deviation from everything else in the neighborhood to me, so.
I would not have a problem if it was remodeling. It's the reason
Yeah.
the gentleman is here, to split something that's already not in compliance and make it even worse. I just can't wrap my arms around that one. Personal opinion.
So it's like a density issue pretty much.
Pardon?
It's a density issue is what you're saying?
I am not comfortable. We put we didn't. These ordinances were put together from people smarter than I am.
But the ordinance would,
back
the
in
ordinance
the
would address the density, I
80s.
guess.
And there was a reason for that. And we are slowly trying to get that cleaned up as lots are redeveloped. We just did that a month ago, as you noted. And this is just flying in the face of that to go ahead and continue to make a bad situation even worse. I'm just very much opposed to it. I know it was grandfathered in, and with that, I could be more amenable for one property there, one structure, one house on that, but not to split it off and do two. I can't go there. That's a bridge too far for me.
Do I have a motion then to,
I will make the motion then to disapprove this request for the variance.
I have a motion to deny the variance as applied. Do I have a second on that?
I'll second.
I have a second. All in favor of the denial of this as applied for? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Sorry, we appreciate your time. I hope you understand the position of the board.
Guys, if I can get parking for the front house, would that help any or no?
You're still trying to split
Split it.
a lot that's already out of compliance.
Yeah.
And I don't see a compelling reason that has to happen.
Yeah.
I'd be fine if you wanted to remodel that one or knock it down and build another one on it.
Yeah.
Even though it's out of compliance, but it was grandfathered in at that size.
Right.
But now to split it off, we are simply condoning and exacerbating a problem that we already have.
Okay.
Remember too, we let all these requests stand on their own merit, but if we did what you're requesting, we would not be able to virtually turn anybody down that wanted to split a lot.
Right.
I mean, again, that's kind of, sorry,
No, that's right.
kind of, again, last month we had a similar situation and, you know, and that lot did not have the same parking issues that this one has, per se, and we used the same logic to deny it. So, I mean, we can't really, there is a little bit of precedent set here too, and what we're trying to do as a board here for the community. And, you know, I apologize. I mean, I understand what you're trying to do. And, you know, I sit here and look at it as from, which I know none of the other neighbors have really spoken of, but, you know, property values for the properties around there, having two houses right there beside either one of them, these were, again, it just doesn't fit the current, you know, standards of this current neighborhood. And I would just have a hard time.
Yeah.
Splitting that lot.
There
for
is
that reason.
there's like 6 duplexes down the road too that are scrambled together, so on the same street there. But like you said, it's probably grandfathered in, but it does fit the, you know, the lot size I'm trying to go for.
We should appreciate your time
Yeah.
and appreciate you obviously trying to and find ways, understand every way you can to try to help your situation, improve the lot. But unfortunately, it's just too far of a stretch in too many directions.
Right.
In this case.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate your time.
Thank
you.
Stick around, we can have a conversation.
Okay. If there are no other items, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I so move, we adjourn.
I have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
This meeting is hereby adjourned. Thank you. Do I have to, thanks for me to sign?